Orange. There we go. There we go. There we go. Hey, 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 everybody. How are you? How are you? How are you? Y'all already know I'm in the background jamming, getting my coffee together and everything. And I'm like, as y'all are coming in, I'm so tempted to just be like, hey, hey, hey. But I like to use this time to prepare whatever I need to prepare. Let y'all say hi to each other. That just warms my heart. I love the fact that we have built a community within our within my community. I love it. I love, love, love the returners. Welcome back. Welcome back. It is Thursday morning. And you already know what we're here to talk about. Before we jump into it, let me just say, if you have not already, make sure you like this video, make sure you share it, and if you are not a subscriber, go ahead and subscribe. Like you come in every day. I see you. Actually, I don't. YouTube doesn't tell me actually who's coming in and out, but you're here. So why not stick around and get some good information? So before I jump into our topic and then open the floor for you guys for questions, concerns, or anything like that, let's go ahead and get our hellos. Let's hide this ticker for a minute. Before I go through my hellos, I want to thank everybody for all the super chats, super stickers, cash apps, all of that stuff. Y'all, I don't take that lightly. That is your hard earned money. But I also understand when someone is being a blessing to you, when someone has been a blessing to me, that's the number one way where I will sow into their lives and be like, here, let me give you this real quick. So anyway, let's get our hellos out the way. Deborah Clark says hello. Hey, Deborah, good to see you again. Good morning. Hey, Brenda, what's up? Pam, how you doing, girl? Good to see you again. Royalty Queen, always on set. Love to see it. Hey, Pam. See, it's the back and forth for me. Just me. Hey, girl. And hey, Melissa, what a great day. Yes, Jaheem, what a great day. Today is a good day to just be happy. Today is a good day to be blessed. Today is a good day to let go all of the stress, all of that good stuff. It's not worth it. You know, life, I don't like to say life is short because y'all know I'm gonna bring up the Bible at one point or another. But the Bible says that long life God will satisfy us and show us our salvation. So I don't want to really say life is short, but life is definitely precious. So in these precious moments, why be sad? Like, let's live, let's be happy. You know, yeah, sad things happen and terrible things happen and all of that, but at the end of the day, God always gives us a promise and a rainbow. So what y'all doing? What are y'all up to? It is 9 o'clock on the West Coast, 12 o'clock on the East Coast. And that part I like to always say because I know some of us are up drinking our morning coffee, and some people on the West Coast, they're up doing they already got started. Like on the East Coast, y'all are already, y'all going. Good morning. We got another good morning. So yesterday, 2 days ago, I told y'all I was waiting on my tips to come in. They came in, and yesterday I hadn't blinged out my nails. I didn't do the nail art or anything, but I did that last night. I was watching TV and I was like, let's do this real quick. So these are the nails of, I don't know, the week or two. I don't know. Who knows? But anyway, welcome to my channel. Welcome, welcome, welcome. You guys, you already know how we do over here. Chime in as I'm speaking if you have any questions or whatever, but I will open up the floor at the end. We are talking about being a confident woman. Yes, it is yes, Pam, you are on the East Coast. So yes, it is thunderstorming. Miss Elsa is making her presence. So you're chilling today. Okay, good, good, good. So I caught you at a good moment. Miss Elsa is making her appearance. So all of y'all on the East Coast, be safe, especially if you're on the coast, in coastal cities. So anyway, I got a question a couple of days ago about why I decided to start a YouTube channel. And if you know me, you know, number one, that I love to talk. I love to inspire women. And that's just really what the purpose of my platform is. I am talking about it, but I'm just not talking about just random things. Well, yeah, sometimes we do, but I don't talk without a purpose. That's what I'm trying to say. So part of my purpose is I am basically a woman's cheerleader. I'm not here to do anything else, bash anybody or anything. But if I speak on you or anything, I'm cheering you on. I'm wishing you well, period. So, in wishing everyone well and wishing great things for women. And being that encourager, I wanted to talk about confidence. Confidence. And so if you're someone that has high confidence, it's very easy for you to spot someone with low confidence. And so for me, generally speaking, we all know that there's things, moments where we all are not confident. You know, we all have a moment. But generally speaking, I'm talking about how to become a woman where you walk in a room, any situation, you're walking in confidence. And that's what I want for you. So if you're here because you're kind of mediocre, there's some situations that you're insecure about or whatever, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it here. So, anyway, first of all, confidence is not being haughty. Confidence is not being stuck up or being the biggest person in the room, any of that. Confidence really, really, really comes from within. It's a settling from within. Joanne is in the chat. She's probably like, God, Missy really was listening. It comes from your knower knowing. Okay. She would always preach and talk about your knower. And when you have a confidence, your inside, your knower just know. And so that's what we're going to talk about today. I wish above all things that we all gain a level of confidence. Unfortunately, let's talk about this for a minute. Unfortunately, in certain realms, if you walk in as a confident woman, they're gonna call you a bitch, you this, you that, you that, all this other stuff. But the thing about it is, I don't care about that. You can say what you want to say. Oh, she's this, because here's the thing: when either you're going to glean from the wisdom and the confidence, or you're going to be intimidated and you're going to stay right where you're at. So let's talk about it. Today is my birthday and I made 65. I'm the number one Words with Friends player, two-player. Okay. I'm an avid Scrabble player. Okay, sis. Okay. Good afternoon from Tracy Harper. So y'all with me on this? Happy born day, Deborah. So y'all with me? Y'all with me? Okay, let's go. If I say anything you like, chime in. Y'all know how that goes. So anyway, building confidence in any situation. Okay. In any situation. So again, we all know that there are certain situations where we're completely insecure and or we're not very confident. That doesn't take away from you being bold and confident in a global way. um I'm the leader. Okay, thanks. um so yeah, let's get into it. So first of all, before I get into confidence and walking in, I want to talk about what some confident killers, what things kill our confidence. So again, I talked about what confident is not. You know, you don't have to be the biggest person in the room, the loudest person. That doesn't equate to confidence. Confidence really is from doing the inner work. And the more I've done my inner work, the more confident I've become as a woman. And now you really just can't tell me anything, not in that regard, but I become teachable. But we'll talk about that. So experiences in life can really grind you emotionally, mentally, physically, till it kills you. You know, I've been through some things that it just feels like, what the heck, and then you low self-esteem or whatever. So we're saying hello and thank you and happy birthday and all that stuff. So our experiences will grind the heck out of you, and so it will diminish our confidence in whatever. So a lot of times you may experience something on the job. You're going through something and you're failing at it and you're failing at it and failing at it. How do I become confident, or how do I remain confident in a situation that I'm completely failing at? And for that point, to that point, that's the beautiful thing. The beautiful thing in learning is that you're confident and settled in knowing I'm just learning. So that doesn't mean that I have to hide and cower in shame, because that's what it all boils down to. You're ashamed. You're ashamed that you're not winning in this whatever situation that it is, or that you're not in control, or that you're not handling it the way you feel like you need to handle it. So experiences can really diminish our confidence, but when you are settled in knowing, hey, I'm just learning here, or this just isn't my thing. For an example, as confident as I am in most arenas, if you put me in front of a math problem and tell me I have to teach the math problem, or I have to learn math or something like that, I am not very confident at that. However, because I have a teachable spirit, because I have a a go-getter attitude, and I know that no one's perfect. No one's perfect. So no matter the math whiz that's next to me and the genius that's next to me, either way it goes, that person has their own set of things that they lack confidence in. So you have to be teachable. You have to be able to learn. You have to be able to not be so critical and so hard on yourself, because no one is perfect. No one is perfect. And so that helps me with my confidence, knowing, you know what, even though this person may be better at math than I am, that doesn't make me less of a person. Which leads me to my next point. A confident killer: lack of resources and tools. That will kill your confidence. I don't know how. I wasn't raised like that. That's just who I am. How do I do this? And then you want me to be in a situation and do something, and I don't have the resources. Um, I am asked to be a mother, but I'm not a confident mother, because who gets the manual for being a mother? No one. But unless we older people or people that have been moms are willing to humble ourselves and be an inspiration and help those that are new moms, then yeah, no one's going to have the resources. The resources that I have to do whatever it is, to do the YouTube, to do my job. Number one comes from me researching, but then number two, because someone else helped me. That is a confidence booster, because now I'm in an arena. I'm in a place where I have the tools. And so I encourage you, if you lack certain tools, don't be ashamed, because again, shame is the root of lack of confidence. You are ashamed. You're not bold with it. You're not confident with it because, hey, I don't have the tools. I don't have the resources. Well, guess what? No one has all the tools. No one has all the resources. You look at an Oprah Winfrey. Let's look at the big names here. You look at an Oprah Winfrey. You look at the president of the United States, Beyonce, Shonda Rhimes. You look at all these people. They don't do everything. Leave a comment down below if you know someone that does everything in their arena, in their lane, whatever that means, in their expertise. A doctor doesn't do everything. And that's one of the things, as I grew older, I realized, wait a minute, he doesn't suture at the end. He goes, takes whatever else, whatever, and be like, all right, then go ahead and do this, 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 this. Before the surgery, he goes, he tells the anesthesiologist what to do. He tells everyone else what to do. Then he comes in, does his work, and then he dips out. It's a team effort. So as a person of confidence, you have to understand that it takes a team. Yeah, thank you, Joanne. I don't know anyone who could do everything. I don't care how masterful they are, and they make it seem like they're doing everything on their own. No one can do anything. And so that's a confidence builder when we learn that there are resources and tools out there to help us with the things that we are insecure about. So, for an example, if you're insecure, you're not a confident dresser, okay? You're not a confident dresser, but you want to be a confident dresser. You want to walk in a room and feel okay with what you're wearing. Well, first of all, that's inner work. Again, you have to know that whatever it is that's your style, you should be comfortable with that. But the other part about that is there are so many tools and resources that will help you kind of match outfits together and different things like that. So if you don't have those tools, you put on your outfits, you're not very secure because you're like, oh, this fat roll, that, whatever. So it all boils down to the inner work. I can tell you, I have a cute little list right here, but at the end of the day, you're going to hear me inner work. You're going to hear me say inner work over and over and over and over again. And I'm going to tell you why. The reason being is confidence comes from within. That's why, I mean, have you ever seen someone that's socially not the best looking, not socially, standard wise for American standards of beauty, but they exude so much confidence? You ever see someone that's missing a tooth, or the hair is this way, that, da, 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 da. That's the inner work. That's them saying, this is me. I know my tooth is missing, but that's your problem if you have a problem with that. And they walk in it. I love the fact that I look at certain young women, certain young girls. Like, you can even take it to the extreme. We talk about, these young ladies booty shaking, twerking, and all of that. That takes a level of confidence. Even though, the inner work, we don't know what's going on inwardly, but it does take a level of confidence to make themselves vulnerable in those arenas. But it takes the inner work. So I'm going to go through my cute little list, but I'm telling you, it all boils down to the inner work. And we're going to talk about what that inner work looks like. But right now we're just talking about confidence builders, killers. Lack of identity. If you don't know who you are and whose you are going to go every way the wind blows, and your confidence is going to go up in this way, down in this way, up in this way, shot in another way, and everything else. If I don't encourage you to do anything else, I encourage you to do the inner work as a 20, 30, 40, 50, 60-year-old to find out who you are. To find out who you really are. If it means you have to take a break from social media, take a break from people, take a break from everything, you need to find out who you are to navigate spaces in this world. Because if not, this world will chew you up. And that's talking on your job, social media, and everything else. That is a true confidence killer if you just don't have an identity. I happen to find my identity in being a Black woman, a Christian, believing in, some people say higher power, whatever it is. Also my family, that type of thing. So again, if you truly, truly, truly don't know who you are and you blow with the wind every day, that doesn't exude confidence. If you're not the same online as you are offline, again, that's not going to exude confidence, and it's not going to make people have confidence in you. You have to navigate certain spaces. I'm not saying that, what I do intimately at home, I'm just going to go online. You already know that's not me. But as far as, kicking it, with my hair all crazy, whatever. But what I'm saying is the lack of identity is a confidence killer, because how do you navigate? How do you walk in rooms? How do you go to work? How do you become a social media influencer? How do you go live on YouTube, you live on Facebook, and you don't know who you are? Because now I'm not listening to you, because you don't even know who you are. And your thoughts go from one thing, then the next day you're posting about this and it's another thing, and not because of growth, but because you're trying to fit in, because you're trying to find your place externally. Again, internal work. When you do the internal work to figure out who you are, at 20, I am not the same person that I was at 30. Definitely not the same person that I am at 48. But the inner work it happens. It's like, oh, I used to like this, but I don't really like that. And I don't like this, but now I like that, But it's the inner work to find your identity. The worst thing, okay, and did I say that? No. So I'm gonna skip one and tell you the reason why it's a confidence killer is because you begin to compare yourself. Okay. Comparison is the thief of joy. Comparison is the thief of confidence. What makes me confident in most arenas, and like I said, we all have something that we lack confidence. But if we get the tools, if I get the tools to learn math the way advanced math, I'll become confident, period. If I learn the tools or get the tools to become a scientist and go to school, I'll be way more confident in that arena. So comparing yourself, in finding your identity, make sure you're not comparing yourself. I'm a confident woman because I can walk in a room filled with other great, awesome women, and I can give them high five. And this is the honest to God truth. My husband can tell you. If even if we're together, I'm like, babe, she is cute. Or come on, outfit. Like that, or wow, she is well spoken, or wow, their house is nice, or wow, I'm so proud of her for getting that doctorate degree. Me comparing myself to someone else is a total confidence killer, because we all don't have the same lives. We're not the same people. So when I was in my 20s, comparing myself to other people, that was self-sabotage. I should be able to, and if you're in your 20s, in your 30s, get this, because 9 times out of 10, around 40-ish, you'll get it because you begin to just really not give a you know what. So prior to that, I'm encouraging you, get to the place where you can compliment and see, this is a platform mainly for women, but even men. I've seen men act like total you know what's, like, you acting like a girl. Compliment that man, but at the same time, this is on topic today. Thank you, Royalty. Thank you. I prayed about it. I pray about everything that I bring to y'all, and I appreciate you, the comments and the feedback. Chime in, chime in. It keeps me going. And so for those of you who don't know, I had a preaching stint. Like my husband and I, we were ministers and stuff like that, but that's a whole nother story. So I like feedback. Yes, girl, that whole thing. But anyway, comparing yourself, friends, don't do it. Here's the thing, in any space, whether it's your job, social media, you want to be a content creator, your neighbors, like, someone that is comparing themselves to someone else, and you were not even in their shoes, you were not born, you don't know, like my personality, everything. Yes, we can glean from each other, absolutely. But to become little mini versions of Melissa, little versions of Beyonce, little versions of Oprah, and we never walked in each other's shoes, that's absolutely unhealthy. To build your confidence, God made us unique. Perfect example. I used to shy away from being the blunt one. Blunt. I used to shy away from being the confident one. I used to kind of shy away, and I'm talking like 20, 30s. I used to shy away from the one who walks in a room, who got all accessorized. Like I'm a New Jersey, Miami girl with accessories. I don't have much on today or anything, but that's just me. So I used to dim my light like that because, oh my gosh, they may not invite me again, or they might think that I'm better than them, or they think that I dress better than them, or they might think that I'm this or that, or this or whatever. So I begin to compare myself, and I'm like, okay, in order to be successful, in order to move in certain spaces, that's another click, I have to be XYZ. My friends, it's not until you realize your community will find you. You don't have to change for anybody. I am the same person. And I will say within the last 10 years, I stopped trying to break down doors socially in places that they don't want me. And once I realized she don't want to be your friend, because guess what? I don't want to be everybody's friend. I don't vibe with everybody. So why is it that I'm getting upset? I'm getting my feelings hurt. I have low confidence socially because so and so didn't invite me to blah 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 blah. We women, we have that bad. I think, at least when I look at my husband could care less. And he's such a positive person. He's all like, well, babe, maybe they didn't have enough, room or whatever. And I'm like, no. So it's a lot of it is the inner work. What are we telling ourselves? What doors are we trying to socially break down and be a part of? The truth of the matter is, again, and I'm gonna get in these comments, your community will find you. Right now, if you don't have people, you're uninvited, half invited, no one respects you and all this other stuff, you haven't found your community. And I'm telling you, when that came to me, I was like, there it is. And when I find myself in a space and you guys come here day after day after day, and I'm like, these my people. These are my people. They don't look at the my speech. They don't look at the nails, the hair, the this, the that. None of that matters to you. To my true supporters, subscribers, what matters is what's coming up here, what's here, and what I'm having to offer. And so that's a confidence killer when we try to compare ourselves to other people to try to navigate a certain space, to try to navigate certain, like I said, jobs, social media. One of the beautiful things that you can do in life, hear this, turn to your neighbor. One of the beautiful things that you can do to honor God and honor your creator and whatever else you believe in is to show up authentically you. I'm going to say it again. One of the beautiful things that you can do to build confidence is to show up authentically you. Okay. The lack of confidence comes from the fact that you're not really being you. You need to be okay with being you, whatever that looks like. Now, does that mean that we don't have room for growth and all of that? We're going to talk about that on the back end. But show up. Show up at your job, not as the person who's kissing the boss's butt because you want the next position. No, show up as you because you want the next position. Because it's hard to maintain who you're not. I can't pretend that I'm an animal person and I'm an animal lover because I want to navigate a space and have followers and all this other stuff. Y'all will find out immediately. This girl, that ain't that's no. Show up. Don't, first of all, cut the fear, but show up being authentically you. Your people, your tribe, your girls, and all of them, they will find you. If someone doesn't allow you to be you in growth, they're not your person. Let's see. Joanne, I'm getting a yes, amen. This is on topic today. You are so inspirational and very motivating. Thank you. I am your cheerleader to cheerleaders. Quick story, like I said, my husband and I, we have preached, we have led couples conference, we have led women and men's conferences. That's just my heart. That's our heart. I know I'm unique. I'm not saying that I'm the only person, but I know I'm unique in the sense of my strength and the fact that a lot of stuff I just really don't care about. And when I say I don't care about it, it doesn't move me. I'm not moved very easily. That's why, unfortunately, for the trolls, you can come in and troll all you want. You can say whatever you want. But I'm not moved. Know who you are. You have to know who you are. And again, that's going to come from the inner work. At 20, 30, when someone said, know who you are, that was so confusing to me. Like, I'm me, but really, what is it that you want? Because here's the thing, 20, 30, 40, sometimes 50, you're looking for external validation. And I thank God for my walk in my faith. I love the fact that I can look in the Bible, I can look at other tools and say, you know what, this is who I am. And it's okay. It's completely okay. And until you become okay with who you are, whether you're buck tooth, cross-eyed, short hair, natural hair, permed hair, fat, skinny, all this other stuff, until you okay and settled in that, then do the work. You're not going to be confident. You could be confident and have all those things lacking. But you have to show up in order. This is another gem. You have to show up and give God something to work with. Again, if you're new to my channel, I don't preachy all the time, but what's in me is going to come out. That's, like my old bishop used to say, when the squeeze is on, when I'm in here talking, what's in me is going to come out. And so if you're offended by that, then say la vie. But you have to show up and give God something to work with. If you're hiding, and when I say, hiding, some of you are hiding for real, but, not really hiding. But if you're hiding who you are, how is the work going to happen? Leave a comment down below. Can the work happen when you're hiding? Hiding spiritually, hiding physically, emotionally. How are you going to do the work? How are they going to know? They're going to know. How are they going to know? They're not going to know. You got to do the work, but you got to show up. Well, I like that your community will find you. Yes, your community is going to find you. And like I said, a couple of years ago, that really dug down because I found myself questioning a lot of things. It's because I don't have a lot of people around me. I don't have a huge entourage at all. So I began to question that because I look at other people and I'm like, this person's here and this one, that, and the other. And in questioning that, I also was settled in the fact that, you know what, I've said this before, me, my 5, and that's it. Like, I'm good with my husband. We're really good friends, that whole thing. But at the end of the day, I wondered, you know what, where are my people at? Where's my community? And so when it finally dawned on me, they will find you. People who are for you are for you. The problem is the conflict comes in. We're happy for that community, but I want to be over there. I want them to know me. Confidence killer. Bob DeBill is here. Woman, you are preaching. Thank you. That's a compliment coming from you. Good afternoon, Melissa. Hey, Rosalind. Yeah, got to show up. You have to show up. That's how the work gets done. I didn't become the person that I am today by not showing up and doing the work. I'm the type of person, I will find a book, a website, a counselor, or whatever, because I do the inner work. I am constantly doing the inner work. Missy, you are just really tripping right now. You're being really short. You need to figure this out. Even if it's something medically, what the heck, how does these hot flashes really work? What's really going on? You got to do your work, because I have a secret for you before I move on to the next thing. No one's going to do it for you. No one can become confident for you. And so that's what we're going to talk about, I think, tonight, talking in a sense, talking about triggers and stuff like that. We are responsible for our own lives. You know, I can place a lot of responsibility on my husband and my children and everyone else around me to make me happy, to pump me up and all this other stuff. But that's shallow. That's fleeting. That changes. The true confidence comes from the inner work, where you tell yourself, like, honestly, I have you get it girl parties every day. Even on a bad day, I'm going to tell myself, okay, you got this. But then when you're done with this, we got stuff to do. We have stuff to do. I used to ask myself, why am I so triggered? I had to deal with me. Come on now. That's what we're going to talk about this evening. That's what we're going to talk about this evening. And it's such a good topic. You know, I know nowadays everyone is either triggered and they want to talk, you know, there's a lot of psychology terms that are being thrown around, but that term is so important for growth, period. So anyway, if you're just now tuning in, we're talking about confidence and how to become a confident woman in just about any situation. And so I gave, you got to watch, you got to go back, because I gave some points of what some confidence killers. Now I'm going to transition into building your confidence. What does that look like? Okay, inner work. What are you talking about, Melissa? So before I get into that, make sure you like this video. Make sure you share it. If you know someone that really, really, really needs to hear this very practical message, share it with them. Subscribe to the channel to get some more nuggets and stuff like that. So again, confidence. This isn't on my list, but the other thing that's a confidence killer is lack of preparation. Okay. I can't, first of all, speak on anything I don't know about confidently, in the sense of, now, because I'm good at public speaking, I can BS you. Absolutely. I can come up with some stuff at the top of my head. But I feel like after a while, you listening to me, you be like, okay, she don't know what she's talking about. She just winging it. You can't wing it with confidence. In the sense of showing up in certain arenas. If you are on a job and you lack confidence on your job, you need to study your job. You need to study what makes how to become a successful caseworker, how to become a successful teacher, how to become a successful military person. I don't care what job you are, there's tools and resources out there that can help you become prepared for the moment. And so my question to you is, you want to go places, you want to do things, you want to come and troll people and say this and say that. But then my question to you is, are you prepared for your moment? Leave a comment down below. Yes, psychological terms are needed in every aspect of one's life. Absolutely. I said this before in a previous video. I think that preachers, teachers, laymen, everyone needs to go through certain courses. Like, you know, even if you don't get a whole degree, you know, people need to know about sociology. People should know about psychology, child development, human development, all of that. I think that's so, so important, because that helps us to be whole citizens, is, for lack of a better term, holistically speaking. So yeah, you have to show up, and you have to show up prepared. And so as someone who exudes confidence, for the most part, like I said, of course, there's certain situations I am not confident in, but because I'm not confident, because it's either related to something that I'm afraid of. So for an example, I'm not confident at a zoo, because I'm mostly afraid of the fact that they're going to have birds flying around, and or somebody's going to come up to me with a bird and say, "Hey, pet him." And I am deathly afraid of birds. So not deathly, but I'm super afraid of birds. I'm not confident, teaching math and stuff like that. Again, it's because I'm not prepared, or it's dealing with a fear. Okay. Leave a comment down below if you have a specific question up to now about a specific arena, about a specific thing that I said. Leave your questions and we'll go through it. What about being confident in a relationship? We could talk about that too. But let's go to, while I'm getting my questions, let's go to, okay, what does this inner work look like? Let me check the time. Time don't matter though. Oh, we're good. The inner work. What does that inner work look like? So the inner work looks like hard work. If you have had to really work on anything in your life, some things are an overnight and some things takes years and years and years to overcome. The first thing that I will say is, as you are building your confidence, watch your comparison. And the only way you're going to watch your comparison is to get to know yourself. How do you get to know yourself? Sometimes you got to quiet all that noise around you and say, you know what? I do like public speaking. I do like ice cream. I didn't like the way he touched me. I liked the way she smiled at me. I liked the way that felt, but I did not like the way that felt. That takes a settling that needs to happen to do the inner work. I'm the type of person where I keep a diary. I make lists. Those things are important. They're practical things that you can always go back to. My question to you is, hey, Melissa, late, but I'm here. Girl, you're missing some really good information. So make sure you get the playback. It's been a good conversation. So in doing my inner work, in finding my confidence, I have to, like I said, I have to figure out whose I am. So when the winds come and people come in and tell me you're this, you're that, or whatever, I know my heart and I know my intentions. Now, can I learn from people? Absolutely. But when someone's completely far-fetched, that's how come I can be like, child, and I know that's not me. So you can go on with that. But that confidence like that comes from me really knowing who I am. And knowing who I am outside of comparing myself with someone else. Another thing, what does that inner work look like? Self-talk. I am huge on making sure that my self-talk lines up with who I am. And who I am lines up with my faith. So I know that I am a queen based on society and because of the word of God. I'm a woman of God. I am a woman of society. I'm a woman of a standard. I'm a woman with boundaries. Until you can say those things, write them down. I'm the type of person, my husband will tell you, I used to have, if I'm going through something, there's sticky notes all over the mirror to get it together. Get it together. Or I'm going to write it with the dry erase marker on the mirror. Or I'm going to have, my wallpaper on my phone, because it's constantly, I'm feeding myself who I really am, so that when that negative talk comes up, like, oh, no one likes you, or whatever your negative talk is, like, oh, the boss is, you're never going to get hired, or you're never going to get promoted, or whatever, you have to have something in you to counteract that. And that's what self-talk is. You have to have words to combat that negative speaking and that negative thinking. What do you do? What do you do to combat those negative thoughts? We all have negative thoughts, but positive thoughts to build confidence are very important. So yeah. What else did I have? Comparison, your community, lack of identity. So as far as your experiences are concerned, hey, how do I use my experiences as a positive thing to build my confidence? Well, the thing about it is that our experiences are our experiences. If you had a sucky, crappy childhood, if you had a crappy marriage, divorce, you used to strip, you strip now, whatever your experiences are, accept it. They are what they are. No one can change that. No one can take that from you. So when you own whatever your experiences are, divorce, separate, whatever it is, when you own it, no one can use it against you. They find out about it, you'd be like, okay, but okay, what's your point? That builds confidence. So as much as experiences can kill confidence, when you accept that this is just the path that I'm on until I change it, or if I want to change it, no one can hold that against you. And then you don't have anything to cower or be ashamed about. The other thing, the lack of resources and tools, that's a no-brainer. We talked about that. Go out, search for those tools, search for those things. If you lack confidence in your home, how it's kept, or your car or anything, learn. Just simply learn about it. How to schedule cleaning, because then you have more confidence in who you are. You don't have confidence because okay, back to experiences and appearances. If you're fat, you're fat. If you're thin, you're thin. Because thin people get it too. Oh my God, you're so skinny. Da, da, da. If your teeth are buck teeth or you're cockeyed or whatever, guess what? That's who you are. You can't change that. So in building confidence, accepting that, and some people say, you know what, Melissa, that's easy to say because you aren't cross-eyed or whatever. But then what is it that you're right? But I don't want to come off and say, oh, get over it. But what I'm saying is accept it until you can change it. If you can change it. There's nothing more sexy, nothing more confident than when I see some of these people with what's that skin disease? Not alopecia, but vitiligo, or a albino person, a person with freckles, or a person with whatever it is, but they're walking in confidence. It is what it is. My skin is blotchy, but you're gonna get this blotchy skin. And period. Because now the power has been taken from that. No one can use that against you. So let's pretend that certain person decides to be a social media influencer, and then here comes trolls. Your skin's so blotchy, da 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 da. Thank you. I know. How'd you know? That's confidence. I do some of the same things as you, Melissa. I'm in my office right now looking at affirmations on my walls. I'm trying to tell you, we have to change our thinking, because the thing about it is society tells us who we are. We're big butt, loud. And when I say I can only speak, I'm going to speak for Black women, but also I know that I have a wide range of people watching me. So I'll just try to, go both ways. But as far as Black women, we're loud, we're hateful, we're ghetto, we have no class, we don't know how to navigate certain spaces. This is what society says. And then women as a whole, if you're confident, you're a bitch, you're this, you think you're a man, you're too masculine, all these things. So when you have society saying all these things about you, my friend, I encourage you to get you some tools and resources to find out who you really are. And here's the thing, the serenity prayer. Accept the things that you cannot change and change the things that you can. And that's it. That is a confidence builder within itself. Acceptance. I accept the fact that I'm not a millionaire at the moment. I don't even know what's going on with that. I should be one. Like, what's up with that? But in me not being a millionaire, I'm going to work my whatever nair I am right now. I'm going to work this level and work this space. I've accepted the fact that, and I understand the fact that I'm a small YouTuber. I'm not, but guess what? In my head, I'm talking to millions, and no one can take that away from me. So when you walk in that kind of confidence, when someone comes, trolls aren't just online. Neighbors can be trolls, family members can be trolls, your boss can be trolls, the mailman can be a troll. Trolls are all over the place. How do you handle them? With confidence, I ignore them because I know who I am. Do you do the same thing? Yes, serenity prayer is a great example. Listen, it is such a great example. But again, tools. If you see someone that you admire, there are people that I admire because they're where I want to be. I'm not intimidated by that. I'm not intimidated, for an example, someone that has achieved their weight loss. And I'm gonna tell you a little secret. When I find myself, if I find myself in a place of feeling insecure and lacking confidence because of someone else's achievement, I make myself. When I say I make myself compliment that person, I make myself like that photo, compliment it, and everything else, because you're going to deal with that. Whatever, I'm talking to me. But see, that's how I am, because I don't want any type of any type of jealousy, any type of insecurity, that's what it is, to be in my heart. I just don't. Because I recognize at 48, that's silly. That's her road. And I make, like I said, I make myself. It does, and the thing is, I started doing that maybe about 3 years ago. Because you know how it is, you scrolling and you just like, whatever. Nope, scroll back. Like it. That's just who I am. That's just how I am. And because I got in the habit of doing that about 3, 4 years ago, now, if it just pinged a little bit, oh no, you like that. What is it in this picture? What is it in this moment that you are now lacking confidence in who you are? It usually has something to do with something that I feel like I lack. And then God will say, you don't lack that. Yours is just different. Yours is packaged different. Don't do that. Yes. I used to always tell myself, if I'm going to complain, change it. If not going to change it, then don't complain about it. Absolutely. Generally speaking, my husband can tell you, I just, life is so good. God has been so good. Life is so good to the point where I just find myself, I've never been a complainer. I I feel like, no, I don't feel like, I'm trying to not to say that. Um Complaining does nothing. But I also think that it dishonors God in your blessing. So, generally speaking, I'm not a Debbie Downer and I'm not a complainer. Now, if I'm somewhere and it's hot, of course, I'm gonna be like, oh my God, it's hot. But immediately, because of my attitude of gratitude, I always think, well, some people, you're hot at Disney World, but some people can't even afford to go to Disney World. So shut up. Or oh, especially with food and stuff like that. It's like, you want to sit up here and complain, um, about food and how it tastes or whatever. And I mean, because some people can really get disgusted by food or whatever. But I think, you know what? Some people, they don't have food. So what is your problem? Like, get over it. So I am my own cheerleader, okay? But I'm also my own coach. I tell my, like, the dialogue that I have with myself is very interesting, where it's like, girl, like, I talk to myself like I talk to you guys. That's how come I'm able to talk to you guys, because I put it in practice. And so I'm getting a yes, exactly. So that is that. Make sure you guys leave a comment down below. Comment now if there's a specific space that you want to know, how do you have confidence in that? I'll just think of a few things, but everything that I said applies to it, whether it's your relationship. The thing about it is, my husband can only accessorize my confidence, but he can't give me confidence, not true confidence. He can tell me all day and night how beautiful I am and all this other stuff. But until I believe it from within, he can tell me, oh, you're a great speaker, you're doing well, all this other stuff. Until I believe it from within, I'm not confident. You're really not confident. A real confident woman, her confidence, her esteem, her boldness does not come externally. And that's just the bottom line. So, with that being said, if someone comes along and on a confident woman, the beautiful thing is, when someone comes along and they do compliment you and they do give you atta girls and they do all those things, that's just icing on the cake, because you've already told yourself that in your head. That's why, like I said, the trolls don't bother me, because I already know who I am. I've already said what I needed to say before I even click go live. I already know what's going on, so acceptance, experiences, get those tools, get those resources, but do the inner work. No one's going to do the inner work for you. No one. No one. I'm here to tell you. No one can rescue you, truly. Now, I can do these lives and I can grab you by the hand and say, "Girl, come on." But at the end of the day, I can't get in your head and change that negative thinking or change that insecure thinking. Be that confident woman, be that woman that walks in a room and someone says, "I want to know her." The right woman, another confident woman, will see the value in you, and she'll want to get to know you. It's only an insecure woman that'll be like, oh, she thinks she's all that, or she thinks this. Real recognizes real. Confident recognizes confident. And the beautiful thing about being a true confident woman, you can spot someone that lacks confidence and you can build that person up. I'm not interested in tearing anybody down. That's why my commentary, I may talk about this one, I may talk about that one, but at the end of the day, that is just to build a platform or to start the conversation so that I can share insight for growth. Okay. So my conversation, even about Latrice, is completely different. I'm not dogging that woman. It's interesting to me. But at the end of the day, I'm, like I said, cheerleader. This is an example of my previous comment. I used to complain about a job I used to work at, but didn't take the initiative to do nothing. Then one day I walked out on faith and changed it. Period, Black Diamond. And that's what it is. There's nothing worse than working with a complainer. I'm here to tell you, if you're the type that come in, that goes to work and you complain every day, all day, no one wants to be around you. I'm telling you that right now. And that's a good example. I learned that example from church. I'm the biggest person. I started to go into consulting because I have a very critical eye. In restaurants, everything. And so I know that I could make a great consultant because I see things that most people don't see, or some people don't see. And I'm talking in every way from a business standpoint. And so I had to make sure that as I'm being critical, and I have this critical eye, that, you know what, if you're going to have this critical eye, you have to have something to give someone to change, or just shut up. And that's just what I feel. Good afternoon. God bless everyone. Hey, Dorothy. Hey. So yeah, if I didn't say anything else, I want to make sure that I encourage you guys in your journey to becoming a confident woman. You have to understand. I don't know anyone. Leave a comment down below if you became confident because someone else did the work for you. Let me know how that works. You must be a robot. You have to do the inner work for where you want to go. Okay, this is my last point. I know I keep saying that, but my last point is, are you confident in where you're going? Do you have the confidence for where you're going, where you want to go? And can you boldly enter those spaces confidently? Say yes or no. So if you're in your job and you want to be a supervisor, do you have the confidence and the tools and the resources and not comparing yourself to enter those spaces? If the answer is no, then you have work to do. And the truth of the matter is, I believe we all have work to do. It's a constant work. That's the thing. Okay, Pamela said yes, good. We all, it's a constant work. And I don't want it to give that impression where it's like, okay, generally speaking, I'm a very confident woman. I can navigate spaces, even spaces that way above me and my pay grade and everything else. The reason that I can navigate those spaces is because I'm settled in who I am. So I can be around millionaires. I know several millionaires, and I can go to their homes, be completely okay, admiring them, talking to them and everything else, but I hold my own. I hold my own because I'm settled in where I'm at. And I know that them being a millionaire, or them being on TV, or them owning several properties, or them doing this or them doing that takes nothing away from me. Nothing. That's not who I am, because that's not my lane. It's not my lane. Yes, I definitely do compare myself to nobody. Good, Black. And keep doing that. I think that's right up there with the top tier to building confidence. Because here's the thing. 14-year-old Missy is not the same person as 48-year-old Melissa. 20-something Melissa is not the same person. I remember being in my 20s and just being insecure about the fact that I had a child from a different person. That is so silly. But at 20, it's like, oh my gosh, they're gonna know that they have two different names, and that is so silly. But when you are comparing yourself and you're around all these people, and you think that they have their family all together, and people gonna think this, and at 20, the things that we find to be insecure about is so silly, but it's only silly when we look at it on hindsight at 48. 14-year-old Missy, the stuff, the stuff that we would look in the mirror at. Think about your Karen said, yes, I have major confidence. That is so good. Good. Go boldly in that, and commit to helping someone else. Um, when I think about 14-year-old Missy, 14-year-old girls, 14-year-old girls that I've taught, 14-year-old girls that I know, that 14, that middle school age is so critical in making sure that you're building confidence in your children. Boys, it happened to boys, but this happens to be a platform for women because I'm a woman. But 14-year-old Missy looking in the mirror could spot anything, and it was the end of the world. And truthfully, it was because I'm looking at this girl and looking at that person and what I felt like they were perfect. But what we fail to realize, if we could be honest with one another, if we can create a normalize, as we're saying these days, if we can normalize the saying, girl, me too. Girl, I know. Look, that happened right there. Girl, look at this right here. Are you secure in that? Me, I am. I'm gonna tell you my scars. Now, here's the thing. Time and place matters for me. There's some things I'm just not going to blast on the internet. But at the same time, those of you that know me, I will share my story, share who I am and everything else, to help you become a better person. So, let's not carry the insecurities and the actions of puberty Black Diamond, or puberty Melissa, or puberty young girls. Let's not carry that into our adulthood. Do the inner work, friends. Do the inner work. Everything that I said, watch the replay, take notes, get you a diary. I have so many diaries, you probably can't see, but I have so many journals. Like, I get journals. I journal so much that people buy me journals because they know I journal. Sometimes I have different journals for different things. Sometimes it's a weight loss journal, and then I'm writing in my spiritual journal, and then it's my daily journal. I write everything down, and I get these feelings out, and I work through them and everything else. But you can only become a confident woman if you're going to do the inner work. And I've already talked about what that looks like. I never compare myself to anyone. I have leveled up in me. I work on me daily, period. And a lot of times we look at self-care as on Sundays, we're going to do our facials and all this other stuff. But the truth of the matter is, it's daily work. It takes daily work. And that's what we're going to talk about a lot tonight, about these triggers and daily work and stuff like that. So make sure you tune in tonight at 7 o'clock Eastern, 4 o'clock West Coast. We got a lot to dig in and unpack. This is gonna be so good, because if you enjoyed this live, you're gonna really enjoy tonight's live. Big sis coming with it. When we were stationed in Germany, I was pregnant, first time mom. We were around our church family. I didn't know anything, like my blood pressure was high, and I asked someone, she gonna tell us the rest. But and that's the thing. Be confident. Be confident in asking questions. Be confident, especially those of you, unfortunately, who don't have moms, who don't have maternal figures. Don't be afraid to find someone who's a trusted person and say, hey, I don't know how to do this. I don't know how to clean my house. I don't know. I smell. How do I get rid of that smell? What could be causing the smell? Hey, I don't know how to buy underwear. Believe it or not, lacking confidence really comes from just not knowing certain things. And again, you got to watch the replay. But let's normalize being able to come to one another and say, I got these chin hairs. How do you get yours not to keep coming back, or whatever? Or what do you do? How did you lose that weight? But that takes a level of confidence to be able to go to another woman, and vulnerability. Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. To say, help me. One thing, and then I'm gonna close up and chat. Hey, Miss Toya. Hey, big sis. I was the same way with my life. I always said growing up, I didn't want a child or get married. Honestly, I didn't think I would have a child, and I'm married with one child, and I'm 50. Oh, how sweet. That's sweet. That's sweet. And that's the thing. Ah, uh, looking forward to it. Good. Okay, little sis. She's talking about joining the live. Congrats on 17 years of marriage, Black Diamond. I'm gonna say this last point. Be open to change. Because as you're doing the inner work, she reminded me, as you're doing the inner work, part of confidence killers and the comparison is thinking, I should have been here a long time ago. Who said? Who said? Get rid of the preconceived notions of what you, it's good to have a guide, don't get me wrong. It's good to have a plan, don't get me wrong. But a confidence killer is when you're not willing to be open to change. You have to be open to change in order to build the confidence, because in doing the inner work, you're going to find out some stuff. You're going to find out some stuff. You may find out that your sister was right. You are insecure. That doesn't mean you have to go back to your sister and say, you know what, you were right. If you want to do that, that's fine. But in that inner strength, in that inner work moment, you're going to be able, you're going to have things that you're probably going to have to change about you. I can't say what it is because I had to change whatever it is I needed to change to become confident. So be open to change. It's good to have these ideas. Like she said, she thought she would never have a kid. She thought she would never have a kid. And she thought that she'd never get married, and come to find out she's married with kids. I used to have this thing, funny. Life is hilarious. You got to be careful. I used to have this thing about large families, and especially being a military person. I'm like, I'm not going to be that person with a large family and all this other stuff because of stigmatism. Keep your mouth off, people. Keep your mouth off, people. God blessed us. My husband always wanted a large family. I just wanted maybe like 2 or 3. And he was like 4, the Lord blessed 5. And we ended up with almost 6, if you consider my cousin as my daughter, which we kind of do. She's my cousin daughter. But anyway, be open, because the very thing that you hate, the very thing that you look down your nose on and everything else, you may become. So what are you going to do then? What are you going to do then? Are you going to continue to lack confidence? Because, wow, I put my mouth on someone being a teenage mother. I put my mouth on someone being gay. I put my mouth on somebody being a stripper. I put my mouth on somebody being a police officer. I put my mouth on somebody being social media influencer and whatever it is, right? And you never know what lesson you're going to learn and if you're going to end up sitting in that seat. Just trying to tell you. April. Hey, Melissa and everyone. Hey, April. So yeah, if you're just tuning in with April, make sure you hit the like button. This is really, really good information. Make sure you replay, take notes. If you have any questions, leave a comment down below. All you replay people, leave a comment down below. I'd love to hear from you. I answer up until a certain point if I see it. And if not, contact me or whatever. We're just going to keep the conversation going this evening. This will be a catalyst to talk about triggers and managing triggers and who's responsible for managing those triggers. Make sure if you're in the bushes and you're like, you know what, this is some really good stuff. This is what we're here for. I know my logo or on my banner, it's like, let's talk about it. Some things we talk about is all over the place, gossip or breaking news or whatever, but mainly I'm here. I'm a cheerleader. I'm a woman's cheerleader, period. And so in being that for you guys, in being that for myself, we're going to talk about some really good things. We're going to grow together. We're going to grow together so we all can be shining bright like diamonds. All right. I love my confidence in my walk. I always talk about it in my team, but now I walk in the room, all eyes on me. Perfect. And that's really interesting that you mentioned your teens, because my mom will tell you, I walked in this type of confidence even as a teenager. I'm sure I know for a fact there were some inner things that didn't line up with that confidence, but I've always been a person of confidence only because as much as whatever was wrong in my childhood, one thing that my mom did absolutely right is she gave excellent positive guidance. I was told that I was loved, I was awesome, I was amazing. I can do things, I can, all those things. So when you grow up in that type of love, when you grow up hearing those type of positive reinforcements, you can't help but say, I'm it, So again, let's keep the conversation going tonight. Hold on. I'm at work. I'll be back with y'all. Have a peaceful day. You too, hon. Love this. I'm glad that you love this, Pam. This is what I'm about. This is what we're about. And let's just continue to encourage each other. If there's something that you really want to know, I will have my email address. Um, but you didn't want to say it here. My email address will be tagged, and you can send me an email, and I'll address it. Whether I address it, and I'll keep it anonymous, obviously. But if there's a topic that you like, I wonder what Melissa thinks about this. I want to talk about this. Shoot me an email. It doesn't, if you're not comfortable leaving it down in the comments. Again, this was chock full of information, and I know that it blessed those that it needed to bless. My goal is to create my goal was to create a platform where women uh, encourage one another and we learn from one another, because I understand, as much as we could be critical of each other, we all didn't have the same walk of life, so we all don't know everything. So it's so quick to criticize and to say this, but at the end of the day, even as I talk about Latrice or anybody else, or anything else, royalty, Kennedy and everything else, I'm gonna come around with encouragement. So with that being said, let's see. I didn't have the confidence back then like I have now. Back then, I was more focused on being independent because I grew up feeling left out a lot. Now I'm older and things definitely changed. That's very interesting. Um, for me, it wasn't being independent. To me, I was more socially as I was younger, but the older I got, my circle got smaller and smaller and smaller. And so when that happens, when you're generally a popular person and you have, friends, and you can go on different socially, as in high school. Like I had a wonderful high school time, for generally speaking. But as you grow older, my circle, like I said, it got smaller and smaller and smaller. People can say it's because of the military, it's because of this, who knows? But you begin to question things because you look at certain other people and you're like, wow, but to be honest with you, I want quality relationships, quality friendships, my community. That's what it's all about. So, with that being said, I'm going to get off here. And I hope that this video, I'm not even going to hope, I know that this video fell on good ground, so to speak. And just do the work. Let's do the work together. I'm not coming at you telling you anything that I have not done by myself, for myself, to be a confident woman. Yes, certain aspects of my life, I walked in confidence already. But just like I said, no one's confident all the time. And when I'm in those moments where I'm not confident all the time, I gave you the tools that I use. Inner work. You got to do the inner work, whatever that means for you. Sometimes I would get completely off social media. I'm off social media because it becomes too much. It becomes too much. I write diaries. I have plenty journals. I have tons of journals. And sometimes it's the journal for weight loss. Sometimes it's the journal for my marriage. Sometimes it's a journal for life. Sometimes it's a travel journal. Write it down. Write it down. Write your goals down. When you're doing that inner work and that stuff start popping out, don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to face it, because our experiences, I talk about experiences in the beginning, our experiences caused us to either gain confidence or lose confidence. So the things that you need to face and say, you know what, that happened to you. You were molested, and this is what happened, and this is the results. Now, what are you going to do about it? Because you need confidence in this area. The period. I just got deep on that. That just got deep. I don't know who that was for, but wow. Okay. But write things down. Correct that negative self-talk. You are beautiful. I don't care what you look like. I don't care what society says you look like. I really don't care. If you don't think you're beautiful, no one else is going to think that you're beautiful. And what matters is, I like that. I might do a TikTok. I don't have TikTok. I'm really thinking about it. I might do that TikTok where the person said, you know what, I woke up this morning and I like myself. Your like is extra. And that's just, please walk in that type of confidence. And I'm talking natural hair, short hair, big nose, little nose, tattoo on here, huge public mistake, quiet mistake, molested, not molested, big butt, little butt, tiny, poor, rich, super rich, doing okay. Find the confidence. Accept it for what it is. Change what you need to change. I can't do it. Your husband can't do it. Even your therapist can't do it. We can guide you, but you have to do the work. Hello, Irma. So, with that being said, I look forward to seeing you guys tonight. It's going to be amazing because this was amazing. And because this was amazing, I know tonight's going to be even more amazing. So, tell a friend, tell a aunt, tell a cousin, even your grandpa that we're going to be live tonight. Thanks for watching. I love you guys. See, here it is. Oh, wait, hold on. Y'all always do this to me. I love it. My husband was in the army. We went to Germany, new country. I danced to the beat of my own drum. I didn't fit in, but it was okay. Exactly, Madele. But it takes time. It takes time. I know for me, it just went in waves. Now I don't give up. I don't care. But when I was younger, absolutely, there were times I wanted to fit in. I wanted to be invited, but sometimes I wasn't invited because here I am, single girl in church with a baby. That's like the plague, and then you certain people deem you worthy when you get married. And I don't need nobody to deem me worthy for anything. That's how we got to be. That's how we got to get. Someone's not worthy because you don't go to the gym, or you this, or you that, or you this, or you that. When you get to the point where none of that matters, none of that external noise matters, it's not until your maker and your creator says, work on this, that's who matters. Royalty says, I can't wait. I can't wait either. I cannot wait. I really enjoyed this. Thank you, Madele. Thank you. So like I said, make sure you share, like, leave a comment. Let's keep this conversation going. I will see you guys tonight. Be blessed, be safe. Those of you that are at work, be safe driving home. Let's get our food, our drinks, and everything else. We're going to get this conversation going. In the meantime, thank you guys. Bye-bye.